You're right everyone, it's Ace here from Romany Custom Catapults. So I've got a couple of builds to show you all here. A couple of nice raptors, both right hand hold, both adolescent in size. The dimensions are custom on both of them. So we'll start with the blue one. Now this material is blue VDI, it was custom built for me. It's got glow powders in it, shards of aluminium. Looks really good. It's got a lot of silver in this as well, which gives it a nice little look. Got carbon pins throughout. The backbone of the build is 2 parts 3mm carbon, 2 parts 1.2mm Ali. I think it's 1.2mm Ali, it might be 0.9, I can't remember. Aluminium liners are always harder work to work with. You've got to try and ensure you've got 0 glue lines, else little shards of the edges of the metal will work their way in. But I've done a pretty good job on this. Also, it's more difficult to drill at the tip. You need a brand new drill bit, otherwise it can delaminate. As you can see, this came out nice. It's worth the extra work. I've got a couple more steel liner ones coming up, or metal liner ones coming up I should say, which I'm not looking forward to building them, but I'm looking forward to the end results, let's say. But this looks really nice, really fresh. Got a nice finish on that VDI, as you can see, a shimmer on the surface. I've drilled it 3/4 of the way through for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted it to be quite seamless on the front without any pins, and for two, it's a big risk drilling this material. In case you catch it in the wrong spot, it could push something else out through as well, and then you're left with gaps all the way around the pin. So obviously I've got to do it with a lanyard pin, but better off taking a chance on one than taking a chance on 4. So it gives a nice clean, crisp look to the build. Matching bead, this glows in the dark. I'll try and get some pictures of it glowing. And then the second one is the Dragon's Breath Raptor. Now I didn't originally intend on this one being quite so complicated. It was going to be a tri-face, so 3 pieces. Instead we've got 5. I just wanted to test myself a little bit more, to be honest with you, and that I did. Down the sides we've got a lot more layers. We've got a layer of carbon, then we've got red G10, and we've got copper, natural G10, copper, red G10, and then obviously that repeats there on these bits. And then this here is red magic forest floor. It's hard to see the red in it. If you look down there you can see red there. This also glows nicely. Like I say, it was a test to get these bits all right. I had to glue them all individually, but that one was a nightmare. And it's not just because they were small, but I had to do different layers in there as well, so it was a bit of a nightmare to do. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple of tiny little bits which I could have liked, well, I would have liked to have been a little bit better, but some of it was more down to, let's just say, a little bit of luck more than judgment. I needed a little bit more luck on it. But with all these types of builds, element of luck will play its part. But overall I am extremely happy with it. Carbon clips. This wants to be shot upright, that's why the optics on the inside. I've also done something a little bit different with the pins. All the pins are brass. That bottom one's brass line carbon fibre. They're 4mm brass and these are 3mm. I didn't want to drill all the way through the material again. I think it looks nice like that, but I also wanted to make sure those separate pieces had a pin going in them to be pinned inside, so I did, and I've done that, and I think it looks great. I done it at an angle that goes with a handle, but I don't know, I just think it looks really good. You might agree, you might disagree, I don't really know, I don't really care, but I like it. As you can see, the finish on the pins are all mid-R, but no, it's one of the most intricate raptors I've done. And I'm really happy with it. I love the look of that face. I have a feeling people's going to ask a lot for it. These 2 catapults are quite expensive builds, to be honest with you. This one a little bit more so than that one. But if I'm honest, even though this face was quite difficult to do, it wasn't much more of a difficult frame to build than that one due to the aluminium liners, which are a nightmare. So yeah, both had a lot of work go into them. Both had loads of stuff on them that could have went wrong. They weren't completely smooth sailing, let's say, but we did get there in the end. So yeah, I've got the Scotland Slingshot Federation shoot coming this weekend, which I will go to. Hopefully that's going to be a really cracking weekend. A lot of shooting, a lot of good conversation, like-minded people, so we'll go there. And other than that, I've just got a lot of builds coming, a lot of nice high-end builds coming. The Jade Warriors that you've been seeing, I've eased right back on because I've done a lot of what I'd call budget frames, and I want to just do something like these on the table here. I want to do high-end builds, or back to high-end builds. I'm not saying for forever, like, but I just fancy a bit of a break on the other stuff. I want to show off what I can do a little bit more, like I've done in the past. So yeah, I hope everyone had a good bank holiday weekend, and Asa Wilson over and out. Catch you all soon.